Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. I returned to where I had that sleigh fest the other day, where I was just catching the 5 species and all kinds of stuff in this little back channel of the river. Water's down just a little bit, but we're still gonna run some stuff through here. Alright, but today I brought the bass gear. Not the ultra, I mean I do have the ultralight, but I'm gonna focus with the bass gear. I'm gonna start with this, it's a company called Chubbs lures, and they got these little pre-rigged weedless Ned rigs. I've never used them before. I had one that got snagged, believe it or not. Even though it's weedless, it's not the lure's fault. I was fishing in some, kind of like this, down here, this crazy rock. So, and it just got wedged in there. But I'm gonna pitch this around and see if we can get some fish out of here. It was unbelievable, the stuff I was catching here the last time I was here. I was just baffled by all that. The pike, the 2 types of bass, but they were big. And then a crappie that I got out of here. I was like, holy cow. And then some nice sunfish, bluegill. All right, let's get it rigged up and ready to go. And if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate all the support. Just using my usual Mojo black bass rod, all that good stuff. So we're gonna test this out a little bit more and see what else we can find. All right, guys, so I applied this in different situations. My buddy Travis Manson, also known as Smallmouth Crush, came up with this little formula with the Procure folks, and it does work. I mean, it works really well. If you don't know much about scent, man, start doing your research. So I really like this product, and ooh, well, we just had something explode in there. I gotta get in there. All right, let me put this on this little Ned rig and we'll get moving. All right, I got the Procure all smeared on here. So the other thing I do with like tubes and stuff is I'll go ahead and pre-soak it in the Procure for months and months, so it stays on there. Oh, perfect, and all the bait fish made a run for it. They went poosh. I don't have the sensitivity like I do with ultralight, so this may be tricky here. Oh, see, it's those rocks down there. I thought I had a bite. Ooh, I did have a bite, and it came off. I'm going to be throwing some worms in here too. Test it out and see how things go with that. Ah, it just had a flash go right over where my thing is. There we go. There we go. What do we got here? Ooh, it's a nice bass. Easy, easy. On the Chubbs Ned rig. Check that out. Well, that's a healthy little bass right there. There you go, buddy. All right. I got that wedge down in there, for crying out loud. Sheesh. Alright, so I got that unwedged out of there. As soon as I brought that over the rock, all the bait fish just shot out of there. That just intrigues me so much. I want to see if I can get a rock bass out of here. That was the one thing I didn't even think about yesterday. Oh yeah, so the current is... Ooh. The current isn't as intense as it was yesterday. Try to switch up the video so they're not all in the same spot one right after another, but if I change a technique a bit, then I don't mind doing that. Ooh, I got popped. See that? Yeah, they got some good colors with these. And this one's kind of like a red and black. So, I gotta give these a 2 thumbs up. They just look right. So these Chubbs Ned Rig. They got some little square bills and some other crankbaits, spinner baits. Snag City, guys. There we go. I rolled that rock over. Did I bend the hook out? Just a little bit. There we go. I saw a big bass or a pike back there, guys, just explode into whatever it was, those bait fish. And I had this running right through there, so then I got the snag. I got some worms I'm going to test in there. Don't worry, I got the beetle spin. Can't get under that tree. There's a bunch that'll hide under that tree along the rocks there that I just... I'll catch them. In the old days, those branches didn't reach out that far. Alright, so I switched to a robo worm on a shaky head. This one I gotta be real careful because the exposed hook, if the Weedless was having a little bit of trouble in there, this one we may have some trouble. Oh. I mean, it is thump, 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 thump. Dang. All right, let's try a little run along here. The rocks kind of go along that outer edge there. That's where I saw a couple of flashes of fish hitting the surface. The other thing is I might try a little top water and run it through there. No! Ooh. Oh, it's a stick. Well, oh great, and I dropped it right down in there. Yeah, this is going to be tough because it is Rock City. I could pitch it in there weedless. But just the sensitivity, you know what I mean? This tungsten, I can feel everything down there. Oop. Snag City. Uh-oh. Well, I sure did pop it loose right there, huh? Rats. All right. We're going to run with the Charlie Brewer. I've got it on the other setup. All right, here we go, the little Charlie Brewer weedless setup system. The slider. Ooh, I keep seeing fish. Jumping all crazy in there. I should be throwing this on the ultralight, but I think I'll be okay on this bass setup. Man, I can feel thump, 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 thump. Was that a rock bass? Man, something just clocked it and I couldn't get him. When I was trying to pull him up, I could see the flash. Something's got it. No, he tugged on the tail. Thump, 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 thump. Yeah, with the tail the way this is, I can see it move around down there, like if they pull it a direction. Nothing down underneath there. Well, with the water level dropped, I don't know if those bigger fish are have skedaddled. They're pretty wise to know what the water levels are. I'm getting a ton of little thumps on there, but just nothing super big or solid like we had yesterday. That was just maybe that's why they were all feeding all crazy, because I knew the water level was dropping. But I did see some big flashes down there from bass when I first got here. Oh yeah, something takes it and carries it that they just can't choke this down. I can see my line moving back and forth down there. Oh, it'd be cool to get like a little rock bass. Dang, see, he ran with it, and I tried to slowly pull him up, and I pulled it out of his mouth. There's a flash, there's another flash. Oh. Well, this is tough using the bigger gear. Alright guys, looks like we're hooked up on the Charlie Brewer. Looks like could be a decent fish. He's rattling around down there, going crazy in the rocks. Good thing I got the, ooh, man, that's like a decent bass. Man, it's a good thing I got this heavy setup here. Oh, and he came off, he threw it. Oh, man. Do we count it as a catch? No. Man, that was a good fish, too. That was a decent-sized bass. I won't catch him again. Rats. Maybe he's got a buddy back there. so I came back to the Charlie Brewer. I threw a bunch of different stuff. I even threw a Senko in there. I used to throw Senkos all the time. Now I just don't do it much anymore, like a Yum Dinger. Oh. So, thought I had a bite there. Nothing doing. Had a pop right there, and he tried to take it under a rock, but it was a little dude. I don't know why I don't throw the Senkos and Yum Dingers anymore. I used to catch so many fish with them. Maybe because I knew, or I got bored with them, or maybe I knew that they were that good. Ooh. Yeah, if you never tried this, the Charlie Brewer slider system, they got a bunch of crappie baits and all kinds of good stuff. Go check them out. All right, we're gonna switch to the beetle spin. I've been running worms through here for quite a while. See, there's one that's got it. He's swimming in circles with it, but when I set the hook, I won't have him. All right, let's swap over. It's interesting to see how, after a day, how the water levels can affect the fishing. I'm running the beetle spin through. Oh, and he's getting peppered. Ooh, got popped. Oh, it's a little bass. That's what was trying to get the brewer. He was just too little, I guess. There he is. This little dude. Back you go to chase your minnows. So I'm using the gold color just like I did yesterday. This one's got one of these Bobby Garland, what is it? Slab Hunter. Gosh, I couldn't remember the name of it yesterday. Slab Hunter. The good thing about this is you don't need to crank it very hard, just it'll start spinning. Just barely move it through. I mean, look at that thing just getting popped. Thump, 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 all the way through there. I guess everybody calls these beetle spins. I call them jig spinners, beetle spins. I got a ton of them from Mr. Twister, from Arky, and from actual Johnson. Yeah, they're fun to throw. Alright guys, we're hooked up on the jig spinner. What do we got here? Are you kidding me? I got another pike. This is awesome. This is like 2 days in a row I've got a pike out of here. Hoist, hoist, hoist. There we go. Man, that is awesome. Easy. I want to get hooked there. Come on, quit your flipping and flopping. There we go. All right, there we go. Decent little pike. He was just cruising around down there. You ready? There you go. Ah, there he goes. Man, that was cool. 2 days in a row catching a pike. I never would have ever dreamt that. Ever. Other stretches of the river, of course, we catch pike, but here? Whew. Okay, guys, so right in here is the line fray where his teeth rubbed on that. So I gotta trim this and retie there. Come on. We're getting wrapped around the tip. Alright, so we're clear right about here. There we go. Alright guys, I'm gonna throw one of my little hand-tied hair jigs. It's got that yellow color to it. See if we can lure the crappie out of there. It's not quite a minnow color. So we may have a little bit of trouble with this. Well, we'll give it a shot and see. It's a massive carp going through here. I mean, these things have got to weigh 30 pounds. I can hear them sloshing down there. So I ran this through this side quite a bit, nothing doing. So I ran it through this side quite a bit, nothing else going on. So we might have got the fish alerted that something's not right. Nothing else. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for me from here. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye. Now get out there and get your lures wet.